Hi, everybody. This is Jordan McConnell with the Crohn's Veteran Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. This episode is dedicated to my year with living with Crohn's disease. I guess this is the 26th year I've lived with Crohn's disease, and so since I wanted to talk about my 2022, the wins, the lessons, and and what I'm looking forward to in 2023. So thank you so much again, for listening, and I appreciate everyone's support. If you find value and and want to support what I'm doing, please check out my website, crohnsveteran.com. That I've spent some time on that, trying to fix it up and refresh it a little bit. So if you haven't checked out the website recently, please feel free to check out again, and let me know what you think. And also the Crohn's Veteran store. I put some effort into that to try and make it look a little bit better. And I've added some new things for sale. Like, of course, there's Crohn's Veteran hats, and for Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis awareness all over the world. I'm pretty proud of these, actually. I made some Crohn's Veteran slides, with also that include a Crohn's Veteran shoebox that I made. So really, really cool stuff. So, I make, Crohn's disease awareness stuff, not just, to sell to people. I make it for myself. I wear it myself. I think it's cool. And, and I want, the people that have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or impacted by those conditions, to feel good, wearing, to feel good wearing this merchandise too. So again, crohnsveteran.com, for the podcast, and to check out what I'm doing, and Crohn's Veteran Store to check out great merchandise to raise awareness for Crohn's and colitis all over the world. So now let's get started on my year. Um, so I decided late last year, I had a really rough 2021. A lot of stuff happened that year, and moving from across the country and getting a new job, and just burning, becoming kind of overwhelmed with all the things that I was working on, and kind of getting burned out and stuff. And so 2022 was really dedicated to just being a lot more healthy, and mentally healthy, physically healthy, spiritually healthy. And those were the kind of the ongoing goals. And so one of the first things that I did, in the beginning of the year, is that we got a dog. And so our previous dog, um, when we moved to Las Vegas, she had cancer, and it was I was taking care of her, on behalf of a family member, and so she unfortunately passed away, and so it was pretty sad. It was she's kind of she became a family dog because she was with us for a while, and so in January it felt like it was a good time. I started looking on Craigslist and stuff for dogs that needed to be rehomed, around where I live. And, so I looked for maybe a few weeks, and I found a great dog, lab mix. And she's, about 11 months old when we got her, and she was already house trained, and, new kind of basic obedience stuff, and really cool. And so she's been, a tremendous, addition to the family. And of course, and it feels like just, basically for my own well-being, just having a dog in the house feels great. I love dogs. I'm a big dog lover. And so just having a dog around for, not only myself, but, as a family pet, has really been fun. And I can't stress enough, she's been super sweet and super fun to be around, and tons of energy, and just great times. And so um and so yeah so yeah so we've been hanging out with her. And we I got to take her to, here in Las Vegas, kind of there's a park nearby called Red Rock. And so if you're ever in Las Vegas, of course, come check it out. It's in kind of the west side of town. Okay. So there's a little bit of editing here. And so I think, yeah, so I was talking about my dog Lucy, and how awesome she is. I'm super lucky to have her in my life. Uh and so that was probably in January. And and so, but my biggest focus through, through the entire year, one of my biggest focuses is that was kind of re um just making real effort in my career, my IT career. And so previous in the past few years, I've been working on like startups and working on, of course, the podcast, the Crohn's Veteran podcast, and all these things. And I've, I haven't put, I hadn't put as much effort into not only, advancing my career, but also, maintaining my career too. And so I decided to change that in 2022. And so, in IT, it's really helpful to not only, have, on the job experience or working on projects in your own free time. Of course, having a bachelor's degree, in computer science, those kind of things can help, or associate's degree can help, internship programs can help. But at my stage in my career, what I felt I needed to do was to get some certifications, and so I kind of just set out to get um, as many kind of certifications as I could this year, I passed as many exams as I could this year, and part of that was there's a kind of a study track that was recommended to me at my day job, and so I was because my day job is actually a solutions architect, which is a fancy way to say I work in IT engineering, I kind of at a high level, and um, and so that solutions architect is pretty related to, I guess, all the different cloud technologies that are pretty popular right now, like Google Cloud and Amazon Cloud and AWS, I guess they call it, and GCP and also Azure for Microsoft. And so my background is in Microsoft, pretty much my entire IT career, and uh, and so I decided to just, instead of just start from scratch and with other things that I'm not really strong in, I decided to build on my background and get some Microsoft Azure certifications, and Azure is allows all the all the technologies that are traditionally um, I guess physical, like I guess laptops and uh, I guess what's a good way to put this? It it allows, I guess, organizations that have um, assets, physical computer assets, to put all those physical on-premises assets into the cloud, into Microsoft's cloud, and so that can save a tremendous amount of money. It can it can increase productivity and all these cool things. And so, but to not to get into the weeds of into the weeds of different programs and stuff like that, and different software and all these different things. Um, I I kind of keep it simple. I'm a Microsoft certified Azure Solutions Architect expert, um, and then I'm also a Microsoft certified cybersecurity architect expert. And those two exams, or those two certifications, are actually consist of four um, four tests, and then there's an additional Azure fundamentals basic test that I passed too. And so all those exams were passed between December of 21 and today, when this episode was recorded. And um and so that's, I feel it's a tremendous accomplishment. And then the idea was just to kind of show myself, after having such a rough year in 2021, that I'm still capable of doing IT work, and still doing really cool things, and still able to challenge myself and and complete goals and all those kind of fun things. And so, of course, um I've been doing all these certifications with active Crohn's disease. That has not changed. And so, this is maybe my, I think, 26th or 27th year, depending on how you count it. I was diagnosed in 95, October in 95, um, Crohn's disease. And so I have this, so this entire year, I've still been pretty sick. I've, before I moved to Las Vegas from Omaha, I was able to kind of capture some, some moments of, of health, of better health. And, which is a lot, which is kind of what spurred, Crohn's veteran and all this stuff of wanting to share my story with people. But it's been difficult to, to kind of recapture that health, since I've been in Las Vegas. And so for a wide variety of factors, and there's nothing I can, I think I can point to specifically that's causing it, but that's still, top priority of mine is to, still to feel better, like, like a lot of people with Crohn's disease out there and colitis and stuff. And so that's, but I'm determined to, this is, to see what's possible here in 2023 as far as, my diet and exercise and trying to add that. And so I feel like this year I did, a tremendous amount of work with my mental health for Crohn's disease, and next year is, is going to be a lot more dedicated to my, physical health, what I'm putting into my body and how I feel and all that stuff. And so I'm excited. I'm really excited about that. And so what are some other things that I did this year? Oh yeah, so probably one of the coolest things, because again, I didn't do very many podcast episodes. I did, interview a couple of really cool people from my job, Anthony Orton and Stephen Stephen Lindquist. I had a little bit of a brain thing there, and so apologize, guys. And but yeah, so and then also I of course I interviewed an amazing IBD nutritionist named Danielle Gaffin. I'm looking forward to working with her someday to, for what I was just talking about, getting healthier for next year. I had an awesome interview for World IBD Day with Mason Milne out in England, good friend of mine. And so again, all those episodes, you guys please check them out. They're on Spotify, they're on Anchor and Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that kind of fun stuff. So please check them out. So, but yeah, but probably the funnest thing that I did this year is, I was invited to a health conference here in Las Vegas, and in Vegas it's kind of probably one of the conference, the convention conference, places of the capitals of the world and stuff. And so it was I've done, I guess, how am I want to say this? Oh yeah, so okay, so I was invited by this organization called Savvy Co-op. And so and Savvy Co-op is, I guess, a friend of Crohn's veteran. They reached out to me when I was still posting a lot on Instagram. And so and I did made some surveys and some other activities for them in furtherance of their mission. And I actually have some information in front of me for them, so I can talk about what they do. And so Savvy Co-op or Savvy Cooperative, I should say, is the first and only patient-owned public benefit co-op, meaning that they are legally owned by their members, patients and people, and these members have a vote and what they do in their with their yearly profits, and or I guess they take a share of the yearly profits too. And so I got contacted by one of the representatives, and I'm sorry if you guys are listening, if I botched that a little bit. But I got contacted by one of the representatives kind of at the last minute, and because it came to find out that that they had a booth at this health conference at the Venetian Hotel and Resort here in Las Vegas, and this person was not able to make it. And then since I live here in Vegas, they wondered if I could come, and I was like, sure, because it sounded really, really fun. And so this conference, I had no idea, just how big of a deal it was, and so that's why I'm kind of, really kind of excited to tell you about it, is that I'm looking at their website as I record this, And so they expected, over 9,500 people to show up, you know, over 2,500, CEOs of different organizations were expected to be either in attendance or as vendors, and they had over 300 speakers, including like uh, Lance Armstrong, the cyclist, was there as a key as a keynote speaker, or as they did kind of like a sit down interview with him and stuff, and so that was pretty cool to kind of see him in person, celebrity and stuff. But there's over 800 sponsors of the show, and so this is massive, 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 massive event. I can't really stress just how huge it was. Um, I've never been anything like that in my life. I've never been. It's my first time getting like a convention badge and all those things. It was really, really, really cool. And so I was actually like I guess an exhibitor, which is cool too. So I got to check out the floor with my family like the day before it opened, which is really neat. Almost the entire wing of the hotel was dedicated to this event. It was huge. And so, inside they had, there was catered, they had food, they had drinks. Um, they had, oxygen bars, they had like Zen rooms and everything, all kind of cool stuff. And since the person was going to fly in for this event that I replaced, they also gave me a few nights at the hotel too, which was also really, really awesome, and I'm really, really grateful for that still. And so it was a really, it was an amazing experience. But beyond all the people, I guess, all the technology and all the vendors and all the glitz and the glam and the lights and the flashing and stuff like that. The biggest, most awesome takeaway from that entire experience, or the friendships and the people that I met, at the Savvy Cooperative experience. The whole reason I was there, and the reason I was there, and the reason I was invited, was to share my story, share my patient experience with Crohn's disease to vendors that were interested, and vendors could block out 15 minutes of time with me, or any of the other 7 patient experience folks that were doing the same thing with me, but just were living with different different conditions. And so it was us, and then the employees for the actual Savvy Cooperative that were there too. And so the really, really, so the neatest thing, I can't believe it, is that there was as I met somebody, in the group, and we were walking, and I was like, I have Crohn's disease, and they're like, oh my God, I have Crohn's disease too. And it was just like, and then they were, explaining all their symptoms and their day to day. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so related to me. And it was actually, surreal. And not only was it surreal, this person's African American also, and they were, they were, I guess, looking for folks that were African American that were talking about Crohn's disease, and they happened to find me. And so this person felt that, was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, like meeting a celebrity, and I'm just, I'm just a guy doing a show, right? Trying to be the change I want to see in the world. And so it really felt good that the whole reason I made this show is it actually happened. Somebody, what I was looking for when I first, felt well enough to engage with the IBD community. I couldn't find, a podcast, or somebody, just, advocating for IBD, like in this type of way. And so for somebody to, have that same desire, that same, the same need, and to actually find me, and then also get to meet me, and it's beyond cool. It's beyond cool. And so I'm really looking forward to interviewing that person, and soon, and having, and sharing their story, with all of you. So not only that, I met a couple other great great people too. Actually, not a couple, several great people. I met several great people that are all like, like this. for a lot of different reasons, I connected, out of, just very, very well with, and I couldn't be more grateful for that, because it's really hard to, as the older you get in life, the harder it is to make friends. And so it's a meeting people that you really vibe with out there in the world is always appreciated. And so, probably the icing of the cake of the entire conference was the entertainment. And that was the for people that are familiar with Vegas, the entertainment was at this club called Dre's at the Cromwell on the Strip. And they had the rapper Ludacris, which is pretty awesome. So he came out with one of his childhood friends that I guess performs with him wherever he goes and stuff. And so he did all of his, like, he did like it's kind of his greatest hits kind of things. And so we were right there in the front, and it was really, 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 really fun. And so, really, really fun. And so, also, um, the opening act, I think, was the people that the people that opened for Ludacris were the actual show at the Venetian that's usually there. So it's kind of seeing like two shows at once or two shows back to back. And so that was really, really awesome. And so I just want to say, thank you to Savvy Cooperative again, for inviting me, and I really appreciate that experience. Is not only the conference itself, but just meeting great people, and connecting with great people, and talking to people about their products and their apps and all that stuff was really, really fun all the way around. Besides that, yeah, I also got interviewed. And so I also got interviewed. They sat me down and mic'd me up and put lights on me and the whole 9 yards, and with little like chairs and a plant and everything. And so and I was able to literally give my patient experience story, and at this venue. And so I hope that the story and experiences, my own personal experiences, I try to be as honest as I possibly could. And hopefully we'll change things, help people, because that's what I want. And so yeah, so great stuff. Like we had great great holidays over here, great Christmas. And I'm really excited for the new year. um I'm really focusing on my health. Every day is a journey. This whole thing is a journey. And so even though I've accomplished some cool things this year, I have a lot more fun goals and fun things to work on, going forward, doing more fun things with my family. Just trying to maybe it'd be really fun to gain weight. That's something that's a real priority. It's still a priority of mine. Getting back into working out regularly. And for that to happen, I just need to feel, actually, not only feel healthier, but be healthier, so I can so I can consistently keep up with these things. And so that's where I'm at. And so as I said, I'm excited for the future. I'm I yeah, I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful. And again, I want to say to everybody out there, who listens to my show, it's appreciated. If there are a lot of good episodes with a lot of great people. So go back and listen to them. When I had co-hosts of the show, Renika and CJ, we had a ton of great interviews with a ton of great people. So again, thank you to them. I appreciate their contribution very much. And so I think, now I think, I know that going forward next year, I'm going to be expanding the show. I'm going to be growing this out. Because because I was told that people think that this show is only for military veterans with Crohn's disease or colitis, and that could be further from the truth. My show and my platform is for anyone all over the world who is impacted by colitis and Crohn's and colitis. And and I want to I want to do whatever I can, share content, interview people, and hopefully one day do a lot more than that. Just to try to make people, make folks' lives better. And so I want to make, so the idea is to I'm definitely going to be keeping my brand, my Crohn's veteran, and for IBD awareness, so people can kind of so people can walk around with pride, for Crohn's and colitis folks, and but the actual show itself, I'm going to expand it out, and basically more focused on pay and that and more invisible patients, folks with chronic conditions, invisible conditions, that lupus, neurological stuff, um, diabetes, and some other things too. I'm interested in learning. I'm interested in listening to people's stories. I'm interested in just growing myself through others. And so I really want to you know grow this, expand this, and hear how people that are impacted by these invisible conditions, still go out there and try to live their best lives, because that's what we're all trying to do, right? And so please, yeah, so please join me in 2023 as I continue my Crohn's disease journey. I plan on sharing that journey with you guys as long as I can. And so and I definitely plan on expanding and growing what I'm trying to do here. And so again, thank you. Check out crohnsveteran.com. My website, I said again, it's refreshed. It's I try to make it as kind of clean and simple and as I can. So if you want to, so if you like it, please feel free to drop me a line if you're ever interested in being interviewed and sharing your story. I would be very grateful, because that's no small thing, and I know it's a big deal to get on camera or get on a microphone and and share your story with the world. So if you're interested in that, please reach out and we'll make it happen. Otherwise, yeah, check out the Crohn's Veteran store, and lots of cool stuff. I actually made Crohn's Veteran Christmas ornaments, but I just didn't have the time to really market any of that stuff. I did make a Crohn's Veteran mug, and some other cool stuff on there. So please check it out. If there's anything that you guys would like to see, with the Crohn's Veteran logo, or there's anything that you think I can make the website or the show or any of that kind of stuff better, I'm all ears. Of course, subscribe. Please share the show with with anybody you think could use some great Crohn's content out there. So with that, um, sending peace and love out there to everyone out there impacted by Crohn's. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in 2023.